Ladies and gentlemen, this is Colin Dean with ThinkComputers here at CES 2013. I'm at the Ubuntu booth with Ivo. Ivo's going to show us a little bit about Ubuntu for phones.
Definitely. I have the Ubuntu phone over here, and I can give a walkthrough of our amazing new user experience on it.
Great.
Yeah, there we go. So when you start the phone, you see the welcome screen. And the welcome screen, basically two important things to notice. The first one is the graphic, which is a visualization of your life built up over time based on your data. So it's very unique to yourself, very unique for every user. It's a very personal touch to the phone when you start. And the other thing, important thing to notice is there are no buttons, right? No soft key buttons, no hard key buttons. And the reason is that we designed the whole experience around the edges of the screen. So the user can interact with every edge to navigate and interact really fast with the phone. Every edge has a very specific purpose. So for example, when I go to the left, I have my favorite apps. Like what we found was that people have many apps, but 5 to 10 apps are most favorite and I use every day, right? So user can put them here. For example, I have Facebook, gallery, camera, phone, and with home I can unlock the phone basically. I go to the home screen. So, for example, I can also put in the launcher from here. I can open the gallery, which is a native app, which we built. If I want to launch another app, I just go here. I don't have to go to the home screen. I just pull in my the launcher of my favorite apps. For example, I launch the camera over here. And the really cool thing is that with the left, you basically launch new apps. But we wanted to make multitasking super fluent, super easy. So at the right edge, you basically go back to your previous app. So for example, take a picture over here. And now I want to go back to my previous app, to the gallery. I use the right edge. See that? Picture is already there. Again, the Notes app I used before. And again, I'm back in the camera. So basically, the left edge is for very quick launching apps. The right edge is for going back to the previous app. Super easy for multitasking. So let me go back to the gallery app. Let me see. There you go. So gallery app. One of the other important design principles is that we didn't want to clutter the screen with buttons and controls. Buttons and controls, you only want them when you actually need them. And when I'm looking at content, I don't want to be distracted by controls in my face all the time, right? So for example, over here is a header. I can change to photos, I can change to events. When I start scrolling, even the header goes away, right? Now, for example, when I want to open a picture, there are still no controls. If I want to do something with it, I use the bottom edge. So I use the bottom edge there. I can, for example, edit, or I can, for example, share the picture, or I go back to the gallery. So that's what the bottom edge does. Now, the other thing we noticed is that sometimes when you're using an app, you want to change the setting. For example, you want to change the Wi-Fi, or you want to change the brightness of your screen. And for changing a setting, I kind of don't want to leave my app. I just want to quickly do it and continue using my app. So rather than going out of my app, going to the home screen, finding the settings app, changing a setting, I can use the top edge for that. So I go to the top edge, and basically I swipe sideways, see that? And I can immediately go to a specific setting. Date and time, battery, network, sound, messages. See that? So for example, battery, bring it down, change the brightness of my screen, bring it back up, and I'm back in my app. Or for example, when I go to messages, bring it down, reply to a call, reply to an email, reply to another email, bring it back up, and I'm back in my app. So it's really fast accessing features without leaving the app, and I'm back off where I was, and I can continue there. See that? If I want to go back to the home screen now, I just go here, and there you go. If I swipe sideways, I have my running apps, frequently using all my installed apps, because I want to extend them somewhere, right? Videos are my recorded videos, movies I can download, people over here, contacts, right, with the contact details. Facebook is integrated as a web service. So the contact, for example, has the status update over here, and over here we have music. So the other cool thing about the phone is that Ubuntu has both native and web apps running side by side. So for example, over here, we have a gallery. Facebook is here web service. So for example, when I would go, I already showed you to people, it has Facebook integrated even though it's a website, HTML5 app basically. But also when I go, for example, to messages, it will have, I think, let me see, should have somewhere. Oh, there, for example, Facebook message. Right, so also HTML5 apps are deeply integrated into the platform. So go back to the home screen. There I am. That's the Ubuntu phone.
Great. Does the messages top menu act as kind of a notification center, similar to notification center on the others?
It aggregates everything that I need to be notified about, especially about communications, right? So it's like notification about communications, like calls, messages, emails, Skype, Facebook, whatever. Yeah.
When I know there's been maybe a public alpha release that's out just for people who are using a Galaxy Nexus or other devices that are supported so far. What's the intended model for distributing this? Do you deal with a hardware manufacturer, or kind of going more with just a straight OS route where you allow users to bring their own devices to Ubuntu for phones?
Right, so first of all, the image for the Nexus is not available publicly yet. We now have an alpha version, and we need to develop it further before we can make it into a real image. So one of the main channels to market will be through OEMs and operators. After the announcement last week, things went nuts. We got so much interest, and people are really interested to work with us. So we're very confident that we can find a good partnership there. The other thing is that we might also make an image available, but we're looking into that if we can do that later this year.
I assume that there's not been any carriers set or carriers in mind yet for it?
We have very good conversation on that. I cannot reveal any specifics on that, but things are looking really well.
It looks like a very wonderful product. It's very slick. The movement is very fluid, especially for an early release or an early model of it.
I mean, Ubuntu traditionally runs really well on like lower end hardware specs, and now we just ported it to a lower end phone, like this dual core 1 GHz. We expect it will run even on lower specs as well. It's super smooth already. It's not fully optimized for performance yet. So yeah, we expect it will be a very, very smooth experience. Yeah.
Do you see Ubuntu for phones also perhaps branching into the tablet market as well?
Well, I mean, Ubuntu at the moment has desktop as TV as the phone. There's one category missing, right? So I mean, we already ported Ubuntu to tablet like last year in October. So yeah, it's not a surprise that we'll bring Ubuntu to tablets as well.
Great, thank you very much, Ivo. It's been a pleasure checking it out. Thanks for watching, guys. This was Colin Dean with ThinkComputers.